My name is Georgina Nembhard, former track and field student athlete. I graduated in 2011 with a degree in housing and consumer econ. I came right back from 2011 to 2013. I completed a master's in recreation and leisure studies. I am currently in my second year as an academic coordinator and learning specialist at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. So now that I've seen things from the student athlete perspective at Georgia, now I get to work in the athletic department here at Miami and get to really do some of the things that I think really shapes me into who I am now. And, that's a real testament to the people that work in the athletic department at UGA and how much they've influenced me. And, they're such a valuable resource. And I think that's probably the thing I took away most from my experience at Georgia is that there are so many people around that are there to help you, and people that you may think don't play a real huge role into your student athlete experience, but it's not until you move on and you go out into the world and you realize that you had so many valuable experiences around you. After I graduated with my master's degree, I took a year-long internship at the University of Miami. So I went down to Miami, Florida for a year and really fell in love with being an academic advisor and working with student athletes. I spent a lot of time working in various capacities in the athletic department at Georgia. So towards the end of my track career, I started to really think about what I could do as a career, and academic advising was one of those things, but I really never 100% committed to it. So I was everywhere from athletic hospitality to event management to being a tutor to being a class checker. I was all over the place, but I think being exposed to so many different areas within the athletic department really helped me get into my career field. Of advising student athletes goes so perfectly with having student athlete experience myself. There are so many things I picked up along the way that are so invaluable to what I'm doing now, and really would be applicable to any career field that I would have chosen. I think the ability to be resilient and to be flexible is something that I use in my everyday life, and whether that's a really long day or a really hard day or something that I need to master and I'm tackling it for the first time, you can almost always draw on an experience that you had as a student athlete to solve those problems. And when you do have those days that are harder than others, it's just like practice, it's just like a competition. And for me in track, a lot of times you're running two events and you have a rough race and you have to bounce back for the preliminaries of the next one, or not making a final. I mean, it's just like any project I would work on around the office or a student athlete that I'm working on. New challenges come up, but I can almost always reflect back on something that happened at track practice or a track meet or navigating the world of being a collegiate student athlete, and really you're trying to solve the same problems but just on a different level. I think the thing that helps me the most in my current position is really just my experience of being a student athlete and being able to connect with student athletes on that level. It's always nice to have that personal experience that I can draw on. And because of the experience that I had at Georgia and all the people around athletics and the people around campus that had my best interests at heart, I really absolutely love my job and the career path that I've chosen. And so when I work with the student athletes now, I just want to help them so badly. And a lot of the things that I do for them and the advice that I give them, it's really coming, right down the pipeline. And, people have done that for me, and it's the advice that people are currently giving me. I think the biggest advice that I could give, it's to really just ask questions and stay connected with the people at Georgia and in athletics. I still call people there and ask them what I should do and about different things that come up, and it's really not even about a current situation that you're working on. It's like, okay, I have a problem. How do I navigate this? Because again, as you go off into your professional careers, there are going to be a lot of questions, but you need to understand that you are always connected back to UGA, and there's always someone that you can call and talk to, and they will answer your questions, because I'm still calling back and asking. And so I think it's just, if you're interested in something, don't think if it's because, the life skills person or the student development person or your advisor isn't in that current position that they can't help you. That's probably one of the biggest things I've learned, is that everyone knows someone, and it's really not even about who you are in front of, it's who they know. So they know someone at another school, and they know someone in another career. So really don't take for granted the people that are in front of you. They are all your resources. So make sure you're taking advantage of them, and really making your student athlete experience at Georgia worth your while. And I promise you, at the end, looking back, you'll really realize it was a special place, and somewhere that really turns you into a great person. Something really cool that's happened to me in my career is that I found out about my current position from a former Georgia track athlete who was a coach here at Miami University. And, networking looks so different than we think it does. It's not just a career fair or handing out resumes or emailing random people to get connected. That was someone who went through his career at Georgia, became a volunteer assistant, and I came in as a freshman, and it's someone that I've always stayed in contact with. And so when people say Bulldog Nation and once a dog, always a dog, it's not just something that we shout on game days. It really means that you're connected to a great group of people. So I really encourage you to use your resources and don't take anyone for granted. You never know. It could be the person sitting beside you. It could be your advisor. It could be your coach. It could be someone that they get you connected with. So it was really awesome for me to be able to know about a position, and that's just someone that just have seen me work and knew what I was about, and knew that I was in the field of academic advising, and to be able to say, hey, Georgina, we have this position coming up, would you be interested? And so that's also a confidence boost as you look for your first full-time jobs as well. But student athletes are everywhere, and you'll stay connected with them, and I really do encourage you to take advantage of all the resources that you have.